really figure out, was it a meal delivery service or a grocery delivery service? And the answer is, it's kind of both. But it just like gives your brain like a starting point so that you don't have to think as much to kind of get going. Hey guys, today I'm going to tell you about my current grocery and meal delivery service, Hungryroot. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you've probably seen me review a couple other meal delivery services. I've tried Green Chef and I've tried Dinnerly, and you've also seen me review a couple of grocery delivery services. I have used Imperfect Foods and most recently The Rounds, which is a like local, sustainable, low waste kind of grocery and product delivery service. But I've been seeing commercials and ads on social media for a while about Hungryroot, and I couldn't really figure out, was it a meal delivery service or a grocery delivery service? And the answer is, it's kind of both. So I'll also preface all this by saying that I do have a referral link for $50 off your Hungryroot order if you want to give them a try. So if this is helpful for you, please don't pay full price. Check in the description for the link to the referral code or the referral link and save a little bit on your first order if you want to try them out. I'll also say I've been putting off filming this video for a while because I was just kind of like overwhelmed thinking about all the things I wanted to talk about, and finally it dawned on me, let me have ChatGPT write me the outline for this video. So I'm gonna follow ChatGPT's recommendations of what I should be talking about, and I didn't really read it that closely, so I have the outline up for me to see, and hopefully it makes sense, but work smarter and not harder. So as I mentioned, I've been trying different meal and grocery delivery services. It's not like I don't like meal planning or shopping for groceries. I actually enjoy both of those things, but you do get kind of burnt out after a while, and I think especially after, a year and a half probably of like cooking every single meal at home from 2020 to 2021, I was just real burned out. So I started doing more with like some of the prepared and things where like they would do the thinking for me, kind of like ChatGPT. And so I've gotten more used to being in that kind of rhythm. But Hungryroot is sort of a combination of both. So basically the way that it works is what you are purchasing are, for the most part, like packaged grocery items, but when you get a recipe from them, it's basically a combination of those packaged items. So it isn't as much cooking from scratch, chopping stuff yourself, making a lot of things. It really is more kind of combining a few packaged items together. I mean, some of the meals go from extremely low effort, like a microwave dinner, to dump a bagged salad into a bowl and like chop up some chicken and put it on top. Some of them do involve a little bit more effort, maybe chopping some vegetables or cooking some meat from raw, but for the most part they're very low effort. And even compared to some of the previous meal kits that I had used, they weren't like gourmet meals, but I was spending an hour cooking dinner every night, and these really, I mean, I'm done in 10-15 minutes a lot of times. If it's taking me more like half an hour, that's like a more extensive meal for them. So that was kind of one of the key things that attracted me to this, was that, I was, again, getting kind of burnt out on like standing around and doing all that cooking, and this just makes it so much easier, especially now, I'm like back commuting to work and stuff more often, and just very busy with a lot of things again, and I was, again, just taking a lot of time cooking food every evening, so this just makes it like a lot easier between activities to kind of dump everything together and still get a fresh cooked meal. Plus, you have the benefit of getting additional meals and snacks and things for the week, because another thing that I was struggling with was, again, as I'm like returning to the office, I like to have some things that I can take in with me for lunch or breakfast or snacks, and I just never think of picking those things up at the store. I don't know. So this way, you're kind of guaranteed to like have some breakfast or portable meals or whatever you like. I usually customize all my selections, and I'll show you in a second what that looks like. So I always make sure that I have like a couple things that I can take in for lunches, a couple things I can have for breakfast, or make up my own meals or combinations. So it makes it really, really easy. And again, I'll show you now how the website looks and how you kind of navigate the website and like put in your order for the week. So yesterday my order went in, and now today I see this new "Your cart is ready" screen and a new cart full of items loaded up for me. So I just wanted to show you how I go through and start customizing my order for the next week. So first thing I do is I'll look at what Hungryroot has already prepared for me. So they gave me a turkey sandwich, they gave me a salad, and a stir fry. And then there's also grocery items. So they've given me these oranges, a protein shake, egg things, fruit salad, all kinds of fruit. I'm not sure how smart these selections are, if they base it on you got a smoothie before, so you might want more smoothies, or if they just kind of give you stuff randomly, just kind of based on your preferences that you set up. But either way, I usually look at what they start me with, and then I'll go in and start editing. So first of all, if there's anything that I absolutely do not want, I'll remove that. So I can pretty much already tell, I probably don't want the egg bite. I probably don't want this fruit salad. I probably don't want the melons. I do love getting fruit, but I'll pick my own fruit. And then the recipes, like I probably am not going to want this turkey and Swiss sandwich. And if some of the other ones sound good, but maybe I just want to switch things around, I can go in here and edit the ingredients. So for example, on this one, it's just 2 ingredients. It's a salad kit and it's this ground fajita chicken. I don't always like ground chicken, so let me see what else is available for me to swap it for. So there's all kinds of fish, tofu, different kinds of veggie patties. Here's some other different types of chicken, paneer, and you'll see they all have these points values, and actually everything in the cart has points values. So actually, let me back up. In Hungryroot, everything has a point value. I think the points are roughly about $2 a point. Don't quote me on that, and it also probably varies regionally. But within a recipe, this recipe total is 8 points. If you open it up, it's because the salad is 4 and the chicken is 4. So if I want to switch some things around, if I choose another 4-point item, there won't be any change. I could choose something that's more points, and that would, increase the amount of points I'm spending. Or I could choose something that's fewer points. And actually, for some reason, this roly roti chicken, which I've had before, is only 2 points. Maybe because it says small size. So I might actually switch it for that. And interesting. It's still 8 points. I wonder if it's going to send me 2 of these or something. I don't know. Bad example. But you see I have a running total of my points credits here. So we'll come back to that. The other thing I wanted to show you is that you get a free gift every week. And so I try to use these kind of intelligently. So usually there's like 2 vegetables, 2 proteins, meat proteins, and then 2 other things. Sometimes it's noodles, desserts, protein drinks, different sorts of things. The items vary throughout the week. So if you don't like anything right at this moment, just pick something to start with, and then I would come back later in the week and everything else probably will have changed. For now, I'm just going to pick these chicken nuggets. But what I will recommend you do is, if you like some of these ingredients, look for a recipe that uses them and then edit that recipe to take out the ingredient from the recipe that you're paying for and instead select it as your free item, if that makes sense. So for now, I'm going to pick these chicken nuggets, but I might change. So I'm still only using a little more than half of my points right now. First thing I want to do is save the changes, because you can add and remove and change your cart to your heart's content. But if you leave this page and come back, it's not going to save. So you have to remember to save your changes. So now I'm going to go through and start looking for some recipes. I usually like to get 3 recipes a week. Between other activities and going out and different things, that's usually enough dinners for us. So I think the default sort is by popularity, but you can sort and filter these all kinds of different ways. So first thing is across the top here, there's like different categories like sandwiches, salads, stir fries. And then the next row down is just like other ways that you can filter them. So for example, by protein, and you can choose if you want, poultry or fish or whatever. You can sort by lunch friendly. I actually started off getting a lot of lunch-based meals in the beginning, and I realized that doesn't work that great when you're trying to make them for dinners. They were very unsatisfying dinners, so I try to avoid the lunch ones. Cook time, if you need them in a certain amount of time, although I'll say they're all so quick. Cooking appliances, sometimes I like to look for ones that will use my air fryer, for example. Your recipes, you can look for your saved recipes, and I do try to save recipes. Actually, I think everything on this page right now I have now tried that I had saved. So I think that I would like to look for something that uses beef because I don't have any beef items in the cart right now, and their steaks actually are very nice. So let's see what we have for beef. Actually, cheesy bison nachos sounds really interesting. That is 16 points. That's a lot of points. Cheeseburger egg rolls also sounds good. And actually, we already have some of this super special sauce in the house from a previous recipe. So let me look at this and maybe I'll edit it down. This one uses shredded cheese, which actually we also already have, assuming it doesn't need too much. It comes with the beef. It comes with some pickles, 2 onions. That seems like a lot of onions. And actually, I think I have onions in the house. And the egg roll wrappers and the sauce. So I'm going to choose to edit the ingredients and I'll take out the sauce. I don't need this ingredient. Just take note, if you ever say I never want this ingredient, it will stop recommending you recipes that use that ingredient. And if you do come across one of those recipes, it will warn you that it includes that ingredient that you said you don't want. But for me, I just don't need it. And I also want to take out the onions. Don't need that. And let me just double check my cheese supply. Yeah, we're good on shredded cheddar too, so I'll take that off as well. So this will give me the recipe, like the instructions and the remaining ingredients, but then I can also still use up what I already have at home. And you see that the point value went down from 14 to 8. So now as an example, I also just want to show you the groceries section. So again, groceries, there's lots of ways that you can filter and sort these. Again, by category or by breakfast or lunch. So I usually, for groceries, I'm looking for a couple things. I'm looking for little prepackaged things that I can take to work for lunches. Similarly, prepackaged things to take to work for breakfast, depending on what times I'm going to work that week, and little snacky things that I can either take to work or have in the house because I just never remember to buy myself snacks. So I'm not using this so much to purchase myself groceries, but you'll see that there are all the individual ingredients and things that are used in the various recipes as well. And so if there were something that you wanted to customize and just for some reason, when you go to customize the recipe, it's not giving you the options that you want, you could, instead of swapping an ingredient, fully remove it and then add anything else that you want from the selections here in the grocery section. So for example, the one that I customized earlier with the ground chicken, if it wouldn't let me swap it for any other protein that I liked, I could just remove that altogether and then come here to the groceries and pick any type of meat that I want and add it to the salad myself. So for now, I'm just going to start by looking in the breakfast category.
And I like the yogurts. I like the drinkable yogurt. You can see that some things maybe are like a little bit better deal than others points wise. For example, this is a 4-pack of 4 yogurts for 4 credits compared to a single cup of yogurt for 2 credits. Although I will say these Bellwether Farm yogurts are really good. And we have all kinds of baked goods. I just got some of these bagels this past week. They're really nice. Different protein drinks and things. Actually, these are probably my favorite, these cups of overnight oats. Even though I usually make myself overnight oats, sometimes it's nice to just have them pre-made if you forget. So let me add a pack of those, and that's 2 for 3 credits, so a credit and a half each. These smoothie packs are really good, even though I feel sort of weird eating food out of a packet. Acai smoothie bowl, that's interesting. So I'm going to open that up and it will give you all the information. It'll show you the nutrition. So it looks like this is just one single bowl for 3 credits. That's like a little rich for my blood, so I'll skip that one. But I will say I often see that sold out, so I think it must be good. And then you'll see at the end of the list, it does show all the out of stock items. The stock changes in and out throughout the week. So keep checking back if there's something you're looking for, or, save it in your mind for later and try it again next week. So I just wanted to page through a couple of these sections just as examples to show you, but there really are, pre-made meals that you just need to warm up. There's of course the ingredients. If you could use this fully as a grocery delivery service and come up with your own recipes and things and just pick the raw ingredients each week yourself, or you could fully use it for the actual recipe selections, and those recipes then come with all the components that you need. I also just wanted to show you in the back end how the plan works. So the number of credits that you get as a starting point each week is based on the number of recipes and other items that you have selected. So for me, I have this pre-populated with 3 dinner recipes of 2 servings each. And then I also asked for 2 to 3 breakfasts, 2 to 4 snacks, no sweets. Personally, I feel like a lot of snacks are sweets, and 4 to 6 fruit. Although again, you saw I edit a lot of this stuff out and pick different things. And there's also a kids category, which I don't get. So for that, it gives me, I believe, 47. Oops, it was here at the top. It gives me 47 credits per week. And that, you can see, for me is a little over $100. So I'm just going to go back and save my cart for now. And I do still have 10 credits left, so I'm going to continue shopping and changing and switching things in and out over the next few days until my shopping window closes. But if you do end up with leftover credits that you haven't spent in the week, they carry over to the next week. So next week I could order extra if I wanted, or I could spread that over the next few weeks, or however I want to handle it. But I will suggest, if you find yourself with many extra credits from week to week, you probably just want to readjust your plan. And likewise, if you find that you're going over your number of credits from week to week, and it does then charge you cash money to make up the difference, you might want to adjust your plan to be larger by default, because I believe that when the credits come as part of your plan, they are at a little more of a discount than if you spend them as an overage.
So now you've placed your order, the shopping window has closed, and let's take a look now at what it looks like when your order comes in, and I'll show you how I kind of sort everything out for my weekly meals. So this week's Hungryroot order was just delivered, so I actually forget when I ordered between last week and now, so let's go through it together and I will show you how everything comes. So first thing, right on top, it does give the packing list of everything, and it also notes which items need to be refrigerated if you can't tell from them. But what I didn't realize was on the back of the packing list is where you will find your recipes for the week. And then everything comes in this, insulated cardboard cardboard thing, and there is an ice pack on the bottom that the very coldest items are up against. But I'm just gonna start kind of sorting everything out, I guess, based on where I think they go. And it's all coming back to me now. So this is interesting about the ice pack. I've seen other people talking about this. I don't know if I 100% believe in it, but this says that you can put the gel inside this ice pack into your compost and then recycle the outer paper. This is actually the first week that I've gotten this one. The previous weeks I've just gotten the regular like plastic bag ones, so maybe I'll try composting this one. Okay, so now I'm gonna start sorting these into what I need for recipes and what I need to put away for breakfast or snacks. And I just use these plastic containers. I've been using these for several years now to sort the ingredients for my meal kit recipes, so just to kind of keep them contained together in the refrigerator. So my first recipe this week is the super special seared halloumi sandwich. You can't eat this. All right. Which uses the romaine lettuce, the Hungryroot super special sauce, which I was really excited to get because everyone raves about this sauce, and the brioche buns, and the grilling cheese, aka halloumi. Then we have the, actually let me do the next one together because we have another one that also uses these same brioche buns. So that one also uses the marinara sauce and the shredded mozzarella, and that is the air fryer brioche pizzas. So interested to try those in an air fryer. Okay, then we have the sweet kale salad with barbecue paneer. So that's the sweet kale salad kit, and the smoky barbecue paneer, which got a little squished in the box, but is fine inside there. And I've done a similar salad to this every week so far. I love these, so really looking forward to trying that one. And then the final meal that we're doing is the roast and ready pulled chicken fajitas. So for that one, I use the white corn tortillas, the taco seasoning blend, a lime, a fresh lime. You cannot eat these, I'm so sorry. Come on. Okay. And the seasoned pulled chicken, which I got as my free item last week, so I know this is good. And it was supposed to use a pepper and onion saute mix as part of the kit, but I got the pepper and onion saute mix as my free item this week, so I basically edited it out of that recipe, but then added it as my free item, so saved probably a couple bucks on that recipe. So here's all my recipe things together. Okay, so let me fit all of these into these containers. And then I'll just stick these in the fridge. And then the remaining stuff here is really like breakfast, lunches, and snacks. So I have a couple of these lemon artichoke quinoa cups, which I've actually had before. These are Hungryroot branded. The other ones I had, I forget the brand, it was like something with love in the name, but these will be great quick lunches to take to work if I'm at work during lunchtime. Then I got 3 of these yogurts. I got them 2 weeks ago and they're really good. And I got one of these hummus and chip like snack packs, which will also be a good little afternoon snack or work snack. Have a meat snack stick for my husband, a nut butter bite for myself as a little sweet snack, and then these actually, this other set of buns and this sliced cheese, I wanted to make us like some bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches. So I have my own bacon and eggs that I'll cook up and then just make them, with the cheese and the buns at home. So like I mentioned, the actual cooking process is a lot more low effort than some of the previous things I tried, and of course less than cooking everything yourself from scratch. So I'll show you now putting together kind of an example of one of the recipes if you want to see how that is. Right, I wanted to show you cooking a sample recipe, and this one is actually kind of an anomaly one because I'm doing this seared sirloin steak with mushrooms and potatoes, which takes 30 minutes according to their recipe, compared to the other ones here I have for this week, which is 4 minutes, 8 minutes, 16 minutes. So this is like a little bit more involved just because of the cooking of things. A lot of these are like dump a salad into a bowl and warm up this additional topping and put that on top. So this one's a little more involved. But I also just wanted to show that, you know, according to the recipe, really the only other thing that you need to provide yourself is like salt and pepper. Here it says use your favorite spices for the potatoes. I have like some spice blend that might be nice to put on that. And a lot of times it'll say like put a little oil, here we go, like put some oil in the skillet to do the steaks, and more salt and pepper. So pretty much oil, salt, and pepper are like the only things that you are expected to provide. But the recipes are really basic, so there's plenty of room to like jazz things up with your own toppings or additions. Now, another thing that's different about Hungryroot compared to a lot of other meal prep kits is that a lot of the ingredients are in like their full-sized packages, and the recipe says to just use half of these potatoes, for example. So you can use half and then save the other half for something else, or look for a second recipe that week or the following week that uses the other half of whatever. In this case, this isn't like a ton of potatoes, so I think I'm just gonna cook all of them, and if we have leftovers, you know, we can eat them during the week. So overall, some of the benefits of Hungryroot, number one, it is super convenient. You know, you select your items online. Again, it covers both your grocery needs as well as full recipes that you might want to cook, and they're delivered right to your doorstep every week. It's also really flexible in terms of delivery dates. I'm sure there's other services that do this, but I think this is one of the first ones I've seen where you can even pick your specific day. It's not like, you know, oh, we're in your neighborhood on Wednesdays, so you're gonna get a delivery on Wednesday. You can pick down to the day when you want to receive your deliveries. So it's super convenient to just have everything come to your house, obviously. It's also, you know, makes it easy. It's sort of that paralysis of choice thing, like when you go to the supermarket and you have an entire store's worth of products to choose from. Now you got to think about, what do you want to make? Well, what is on sale, or what makes the most sense, or what do we have at home that we need to use up? So this just makes it a lot easier to you know, see the recipes that they've already put together, and it gives you a starting point. Even if you don't love that, it's so easy to customize the ingredients. If there is an ingredient you already have at home or you don't need from them, you can take it out. You can, you know, swap out the proteins, whatever you like. But it just like gives your brain like a starting point so that you don't have to think as much to kind of get going. So I really like that about it. As I mentioned also, the time savings just as far as the cooking times makes it really easy. Also the fact that I have packaged things or prepared things that I can take to the office with me or take wherever else I'm going if you're on the go anywhere. I think that's a time savings just for like not having to go buy a meal out somewhere if you have like a portable ready to go something. Also I know people who live alone who get that minimum, like the minimum order you have to get is like a 2-person serving, and there's a lot of people who live alone who get that minimum sized order and just, you know, make the 2 servings of whatever and pack it up and have it again prepared for lunches or eating leftovers or whatever. And even, you know, sometimes the items that we get, because they are like the already packaged grocery items, not everything is in like a pre-portioned size like a lot of other meal kits. So maybe you get, you know, twice as many potatoes as you need for a recipe. This just happened last week. You had twice as many potatoes. So rather than leave half the thing of potatoes and figure out something else to do with them, I'll cook them all up. And now we have a ton more cooked, ready to go food that can be eaten for other meals and things. So overall, I'm really happy with Hungryroot. I feel like it is kind of the best of all worlds. And any issues that I've had, and really they've been very minimal, but like a couple times one ingredient was missed. I think one time something was damaged to where I couldn't use it. You just go right on the website, or they have an app too, I haven't used it, but you just go in and say, you know, there was a problem with this order, here's the item that the problem was. They refund you instantly and you have that money like credited to your account. So I haven't ever had any issues with, you know, taking care of any problems that might have arisen with the actual order. Also haven't had any problems with like the delivery or anything. Even my very first week that I had ordered it, it snowed on my delivery day, and I was like, are they gonna hold it, or is it gonna be sitting on a truck somewhere for an extra day until they can get here? And they actually delivered it out in the snow. So I was very impressed. So yeah, really have not had any like issues with them. The one thing that I would say might be like an area for improvement is around the, you know, the product sizes. But again, it's sort of like a pro and a con. You're getting the grocery packaged size item, whatever that is. Sometimes, like I said, it is more than you need for a given recipe, and then you are left with leftovers and you have to decide, you know, am I just going to cook it all up? Am I going to hang on to the rest of this item and next week find another recipe that uses that same ingredient so that I can finish using it up? You know, so there is like that little bit of a challenge of like leftovers or extra ingredients to deal with, which was one of the things that I originally liked about using some of the other meal kits, is the fact that, you know, when you're just cooking for 2 people, you don't get a whole bottle of sauce or whatever when you just need 2 drops out of it. So that is kind of like a pro and a con, but it is nice if it's something you like, you can then use it towards other things. You can, you know, repurpose it in some other way. So pro and con, that's like the one thing that isn't my favorite thing about it, but overall, like, I would absolutely recommend Hungryroot to others. I'm a big fan. Like I said, there's that referral link down below if you would like to try it out for yourself. Please don't pay full price for your first order. So thank you again so much for checking this out. Hopefully it was helpful. Totally not sponsored. I feel like I should say that. Completely not sponsored video. I have a referral link, but anyone who signs up with them gets that. So hope that was helpful for you. If it was, please leave me a thumbs up or a comment. Feel free to comment with any other questions, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.